You are taking a live look at the site where five-star wide receiver Lockett will make his college commitment here in just a few minutes. Saxe High School in Texas is where it will all go down. You see the hats, you see the finalists, fans of Florida State, LSU, Texas A&M, Texas, and Alabama. Stick around. Welcome into the 24/7 Sports YouTube page. I am Emily Proud. We have so many guests joining us here on this special programming today, but of course, the most important guest, the man of the hour, five-star wide receiver Lockett will be joining us in just a few minutes to make his college commitment live. But before we get to him, let's go ahead and tell you a little bit more about this prospect. Lockett absolutely putting up video game numbers in his junior season. He caught 59 passes for nearly 1,300 yards. No need to get out the calculator. I did the math for you. That is 22 yards per reception. He also added 13 touchdowns. Let's take a quick look at his prospect profile. He is the 12th ranked player in the nation, number 2 wide receiver, the 5th best prospect in the talent-rich state of Texas. And speaking of Texas, excited to welcome in national recruiting analyst Mike Roach, who is here at the desk with us. Mike, give us your final intel. What are you hearing ahead of this big decision?
It's been a recruitment full of ups and downs. I think each of these schools has enjoyed their moment in the sun during the spring visits. All those, the stock goes up and down after the post-visit high. But I really feel like Texas and Alabama separated themselves in the summer. Alabama getting the late visit. They weren't really even on the board for him at that
everybody?
point. Texas has been a long-time favorite for him since
what y'all thinking about
the game.
Lockett?
But I like Texas here. I put my
committing
crystal
here.
ball in a couple of
I
weeks
think he's
ago
going to
after,
Texas. He's had a lot of visits out there, and
both on Khalid's side
him
and
and
on the
Sark's
college
become
side. I think the
pretty
Longhorns
close,
can get it done, and they desperately need it. I mean, this would be their first five-star
offense,
in the class.
Fits
Big
him
deal.
well.
If the
And
YouTube chat has anything to say about it, I see a lot of elephants, Roll Tide, and of course the Hook'em Horns. You spent a lot of time with Khalid and the whole Lockett family. We know he's a spectacular
quarterback
player.
to set it out to Texas. I think he's also
his prowess on the field, but in knowing his
I think he's
family
kind of
and
swayed
knowing
him to come
him,
out
what
that
stands
way.
out about him just as a person?
But anyway, kind of got
a spectacular person. I mean, he is
got done for the day, and here at 12, and got things going, and just working on some notes and getting ready for Sunday. We're going to talk about some high school poll stuff is out. We'll kind of run through that for a little bit.
They've been incredibly open through the entire process and invited me in on
Starkey from Average Joe's. Want to get Bo in here.
First call after every visit.
We'll talk about this new poll for high school football. Have him on
right after he gets
hadn't
off
got
the plane everywhere.
Chop it up with him in a while.
Wonderful set of parents.
Some of his new endeavors and stuff he's got going on with TB24, and we'll talk about some of that.
Best about it was I mentioned the post.
See how Bo's doing.
There were a lot of them throughout his process. I mean, it's hard not to.
And also coaches polls out for college, and I got some transfers. Top transfer running backs in college. We'll talk about. There's some good transferred running backs, man. We're gonna go through the list and break it down when you guys talk about it.
The Lockett family was hoping that he would be there in person today, but we get to have you here in studio with us in Nashville, still a part of this big commitment.
About what's going on with Michigan. So
thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You can check out more of his work on 247sports.com.
So I just thought,
of course, following this commitment, we'll have all the info and
actually on
analysis right on
AHS, FHS, and I'm taking notes and stuff, and I knew he was going to commit, and I said, well, I'll just
for all the latest recruiting
click a tab here, there, and
intel.
Hit that live
So
button.
we want to show you guys as I watch it. On Monday's show, but just a reminder of the type of highlight plays that
you're out and about and you don't know
this
is going on, so
just
you got
an
a
absolute menace to DBs. First, he mosses the kid, then he goes toe tapping down the sideline in
keep
for
up
the
what's
touchdown.
going on.
So let's go ahead and just find out where he is taking these highlight plays and go out to Saxe High School to welcome in the aforementioned five-star wide receiver Lockett. Khalid, how are we doing today?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm fantastic. Looking forward to finding out where you're playing your college ball. But before we get there, just take me through, what has this recruitment season been like for you? You've been on so many visits all across the country. What's it been like?
Yes. It's been a ride for sure. From not having as many offers my sophomore year to exploding to 30, in like 8 months. It's been crazy. With all the phone calls I've been getting, text messages from fans, all that. So, it's a blessing for sure.
Now, we know nobody gets to this point alone. You're not at that table alone. So who do you have here with you that you'd like to thank?
I got my dad and my beautiful mother right here.
I love it. All right. Khalid, You have the floor. Tell us where you headed to play your college ball.
Check. Dang, it's a lot of people here, man. I just want to say thank y'all for coming to the show.
All these kids get nervous. They always be talking and stuff, and on Instagram and talk a lot, and they go live.
First and foremost, I like to thank God. Without him, I don't even have got this far. I like to thank
when it's time to get to mic, they always kind of get shy. And it's funny. I've done it. I've seen it happen 1,000 times.
Yelling and cussing up for grades.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade them for the world. So I like to thank my family for coming to support me. I like to thank my friends who are also here today. I love y'all. So I like to say thank you to my sexy coaches, Coach Barron, Coach Will, Coach Swanson, Coach Williams, Coach Crane, Coach Griff, Coach Burnett, everybody. And I'm forever thanking you, Coach Swanson, for being my friend in need, always having my back, always staying on me. Even when I got success, you ain't ever, you never switched up on me. And I got you, and I love you forever too, Coach.
He's so nervous, man.
I'd like to thank every college that's recruited me up to this point. I'm thankful for y'all believing in me and my ability to take it to the next level. Lastly, I want to thank my people who ain't here no more. I got y'all forever, so I know y'all looking down on me. Now, with that being said, I'll be going to the University of... Hold on, I gotta make a call real quick.
We all assume he's going to go to. He's going to Texas. He would be. I mean, he's going to be great wherever he goes, man. If he picks Bama or LSU or whatever, Florida State or any of those. And it's about connections with the quarterback, and that's a big thing. And dude, Underwood is the #1 quarterback. Dude, they got a dog at LSU. But I've just seen and read stuff on IG or Twitter that him and Lacey have. It seems like by post stuff that they've become kind of friendly. Seems like they've become friendly.
Oh, there you go.
And kids recruit other kids.
Hey, I want y'all to go ahead. I want you to go ahead and tell the people where we're going, Coach.
Yeah, my man, Lockett from Saxby High School is committing to the University of Texas football.
Yeah, we kind of figured that. That's good for you, man. He'll do good in the league.
Love it. There you have it. Breaking news. 5-star wide receiver Lockett.
He'll be great in the league, and I kind of thought maybe
you still got me.
He'd fit at LSU good too, man. He would. I really think he would have fit. He'll be great everywhere. I keep saying that, but
all right, Khalid,
at first I kind of felt LSU, but I think him and Lacey just connected.
Who made the call for you, or who did you call?
The receiver coach Jackson.
I love it. That was such a dramatic announcement here. We were all anxiously waiting to see who was on the other line and what he was going to say. But now you have the Texas hat on. So tell us, why'd you pick the Longhorns?
I chose Texas because,
Sark, man.
I believe in what Coach Sark is doing. And I believe with Coach Jackson and his NFL resume, I feel like he can take you to being one of the best receivers in college football.
All right. And what are you going to bring to Texas when you arrive on campus in just a few years?
Besides headaches, probably, I'm a boss. What's up? Always.
I love it. Man, there's a lot of people that are very happy in the chat right now. A lot of this symbol throwing up. So speak to the Texas fans out there. Why should they be excited about their newest edition?
Dude, y'all want to win, right?
I love
the best way to do
it. That's all it takes. Khalid Lockett, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your big day. And congratulations. Best of luck.
Yep.
Thank y'all.
There you have it. What a win for Steve Sarkisian and company on the trail. Texas adding the star of its 2025 class.
That's their
with the
only
number
5,
2 wide receiver right away. Khalil Lockett is the top prospect in this group and will fit right in when he is officially added to this SEC offense. We have to add somebody else to this show here, so let's bring on Hank South of Horns 24/7. And Hank, I mean, what a massive win in state for Texas. What does landing Khalil Lockett mean for this Longhorn squad?
Yeah, it's huge. Texas didn't have, the best July on the recruiting trail. If everyone was paying attention to it, they missed on a handful of guys, including another 5-star in-state wide receiver in Decory and Moore. So, to turn around and be able to come and get Khalil Lockett over, a pretty heated recruiting battle like Mike was talking about earlier against, Alabama, Florida State, Texas A&M.
Once Bama got
just that alone,
and
keeping him away from some of your SEC rivals that you're about to face year in and year out, that's a big deal as well. But to get him in a year that the wide receiver position is loaded is a really big deal. And so I know, people at Texas are really excited. He is a big time player with a lot of ability, and Texas is kind of turning into a wide receiver destination. Last class they get Ryan Wingo, they
Twitter.
go out in the portal and get Isaiah Bond, Silas Bolden, Matthew Golden, and now to kick off this wide receiver class in 2025 with Khalil Lockett is really significant.
That Big Matt 1977, you go over and add me on Twitter.
Continues to snowball. You said Texas didn't have a ton of luck on the recruiting trail in July, but August, so far so good. So who else is on Texas's radar moving forward?
Yeah, July could be a huge month for Texas. There's several more 5-star recruits announcing their decisions. You look at a guy like Jonah Williams, the 5-star safety from Galveston, Texas. He's announcing his commitment on August 24th, and that's one that's kind of gone, had all twists and turns. There's been talk about Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Oregon, but Texas is kind of just quietly staying in the mix there. They didn't get him in on campus for an official visit in the summer, but they did host him for the day right before that dead period ended again on July 25th, and seemed to be making a move there. He's both a football and a baseball prospect, so the addition of Jim Schlossnagel for the baseball program has been a really big deal with Jonah Williams. And
heck of a guy.
That's one we're tracking closely. In terms of another big decision we could see happen, in the next 2 days, DJ Sanders, the 4-star defensive lineman from Belleville. That's one spot where, Texas is working on really bolstering in this class, that interior defensive line. And he's been one of their primary targets at the position. He's announcing at midnight tomorrow night. So
tomorrow.
The night of August 8th, morning of August 9th, there's some clarity there.
Sanders.
He's just going to tweet out his announcement at midnight. So fans might want to, get a Red Bull, get some coffee, but talk about a guy 6'4", 295 pounds, someone that can kind of go after that mold of T'Vondre Sweat and keep that interior defensive line success they have going. That would be a big get for Texas. And then last but not least, another 5-star receiver who's going to be making a decision in about, just over 3 weeks, Jamie French from Jacksonville, Florida. He's been another, with Khalil Lockett. Jamie French has been right there in terms of top targets at that wide receiver position. And, this is one Texas has really come on this spring and summer in. He was an Alabama commit at one point, backed off that pledge. Ohio State was seen as the team to beat. And then Texas gets him on campus in April and really starts to surge in his recruitment. And now we're at the point where,
I thought he was going to Ohio State. Bama looked at him hard, but Bama had him and a couple other guys on the list. Let's look at some of those guys. French, all those guys. That's Khalil Lockett. He's headed to Texas, and it's just not a surprise. But like I said, I'm in here working on some notes. Got done for the day, so I come here and do my other job. For you guys, report some news. We're going to talk about some high school stuff this Sunday. Hope y'all stop by and hang out with me and Diamond Dean. Going to try to get the boss Starkey on from Average Joe's. Talked to him a little bit ago. Talked to him about some of his new endeavors, stuff he's got going on TV24 over there. And we're going to talk about high school football some Sunday. The new poll is out, so we're going to go through it. And the coaches poll for college football is out. And a running back transfer portal list. Some of the top running backs. We're going to go through them and kind of see who makes the biggest impact, maybe who's some of the tailbacks that we think may be a big splash on the scene, coming in this year. College football it's been a little while since a running back has won the Heisman. It's mostly been a quarterback award. So maybe this list may put your list for Heisman guys that you may be looking at too. There may be some guys on there that transferred that may make a difference, like ETN going to Georgia and Sanders over at South Carolina. Ole Miss has got some guys in, so we'll talk about them Sunday. So let me bring this up here. And since this is about Texas, we'll bring them up and show you where they are. Right now, Texas is 8th in the SEC, 15th overall nationally. And Khalil Lockett will be, see if it'll refresh it, if they've added him already. Maybe, yep, there he is. Bam. Just like that. On 3, has him as a 4, 24/7 has him as a 5. So that guy, and of course Lance Jackson and some of these guys here. Let me change this around. Y'all can see it better. There we go. Khalil Lockett, 4-star wide receiver, nationally ranked. He's a top in the nation with rivals. He's a top 65 guy. Everybody else has him about averagely as a, I guess you took all those numbers, he'd probably be a seed 4 divided by 100. It's going to be like, 25 or so. So he's a top 20 guy for sure. He will make a difference into Texas football. He's a guy that's going to catch the ball and find a way to get up the field. Lance Jackson, edge rusher. Sark built a lot of defensive guys. And here's something else too, as we thumb through here. If you don't keep up a lot recruiting, which is a lot, probably most people don't. So it's kind of what I do. So I can just give you the high points of it about your team and who kids has come into your team. But just because they don't have a top 10 or, that don't mean they're not going to be good. You have to remember that each coach fills the position needed by what, exactly that, open spots. So Sark's been out there at Texas for a little bit, put together a good class, and he's got 2 good quarterbacks. He's got Ewers and he's got Manning behind him, and they have another guy too. Well, now KJ Lacey's coming too. He'll be there. He'll be graduating soon and coming to Texas also. So just because you don't see a team, not ranked in the, if they're not top 5 or something, like they're not going to have a good team. And I've seen teams have decently ranked teams like this and go on and win a lot of football games. And I've also seen teams have a top, classes and wind up losing some of those commits when it gets to the season, because none of these kids have signed. Okay, let's remember that. So each school's different and each coach has their own way of doing things. And Sark is definitely proven. I mean, he's a proven coach. He knows what he's doing. Went to playoffs last year. And of course, Washington, Coach DeBoer had took them out last year. So you can see right off the bat here, you got 3 big time defensive guys. Elijah Barnes, there's KJ Lacey, played here at Saraland. And let's see, he played with Lacey is who was throwing the ball to Alabama's receiver, Ryan Williams. And Cam, of course, Coleman, he's from Central. Nick Townsend, he's a good defensive end. I'd seen him back last year sometime. So you see a lot of defensive guys. 4-star Kate Phillips, James Simmons, 4-star guy, another 4-star defensive lineman, and Ricky Stewart Jr. is a guy from Tyler, Texas. They have good football players out there. So a lot of defensive guys, another linebacker, tight end, offensive lineman. You start to get into the 3s, and there's just more defensive guys, man. He's got a lot of defensive guys. So it feels like Coach Sarkisian is building up his defense, that's how you win championships. You got to play defense. You can score all the points in the world, but if you ever mess up and, have to punt one time and the other team scores and they don't have to punt, then that's it's not going to work out for you. So there you go. And there it is. Khalil Lockett committing to Texas, as we all kind of figured. So tomorrow, I'm not going to come on at midnight to share with you guys about the Sanders guy, but I'll post it the next morning. So I'm going to get back at the notes here. AHSFHS.org. If you're interested in high school football for the state, go on there. It's right there in the middle of the page, and they have some polls out for 1 through 7A. I'm just kind of going through some of them and getting a look at them, and we'll talk about them Sunday and some other news. Okay. So thank you for coming by and hanging out. Do appreciate you. God bless you and have a great day. Hit that subscribe button while you're here too. All right. Help us hit 1,000. Thank you.